Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I would like to cover how to use t-tests in Excel. And right now, I'm using the Big Valley High School dataset here. I'm going to come with the prompt for myself to make it easier for me to answer the null hypothesis that I have. So here's my prompt. Use the test to test the following null hypothesis. What is the null hypothesis I have? My null hypothesis is there is no difference between social studies scale scores for students who have and have not been retained in grade. So in this case, we have two population. The first population is students who have been retained, and the second one is students who have not been retained. And the y, or the dependent variable in this case, is the social studies scale scores. So how to do that? So first of all, of course, we want to see where is our variable located. So here we have student ID, gender, etc., etc. And here's the retain in L. And then our y variable is social studies score, scale score. So here, so in L and W. So let's go back to the prompt we have. So our prompt is the first of all, we want to know the location of this variable, all right? So not retained. So let's take a look here. So here is the location of the student, retain or not retain, but we need to make it in order because this is not in order, right? So 0 0 1 0 0. So we're gonna separate those two students who have and haven't been retained so that we know where they are. All right, so how to do that? To do that is just simply click here, data, right? And there is sort here. So we're gonna click sort and find where the retain is. So retain, we're gonna make it smallest to largest, all right? There you go. So we already have it here. So 0 0 0 0 0 until our data set is not really big. So we have 31 in this case. So we start with number 2 here. So we go back to our prompt. Let's see our prompt here. So that way we want to see, so W, right? W. So here from W2, right? And then we're gonna drag until here. So it means W2 to W24, all right? W2, so that is not retained. W2 to W24. That students who have not been retained with the code 0. And student with the code 1 have been retained. So after 24, it means 25, right? W25 to 31. So it's going to be W31. Let's go back here. W31. All right, so we already got the answer here. Let me make it bold. So here's the answer. We got the answer already, right? So, and then before I do the real t-test, I want to know the average score. So to get a better sense of these two score here, or like student who not retained and been retained, and I would like to do it to get a sense real quick. So how to do that? To do so is actually we're gonna do the average, right? So just do the function here and do the average. Do you still remember our here, let me make it smaller. All right, so here W2, so we do W2 W24, okay, and then hit okay here. So actually so we just like copy paste, but let's do the 2-digit after comma here. So let's just copy paste, copy and put it here. So this is the average score student who have not been retained, and we're gonna do the same as well. All right, here the average. All right, and do you still remember? Yeah, it's W25 to W31 and hit OK. So we have actually see the difference. So actually, without doing the t-test, we actually know already the difference. There's a difference here, right? 1080. That's the average score, scale score of social studies. So the students who have not been retained score higher compared to the students who have been retained. But we, of course, we're gonna want to make sure that there is difference or there is no difference. So we're gonna reject or accept our null hypothesis, right? So we do the t-test. So in doing so, if our p-value is lower than 0.05, it means we're gonna reject the null hypothesis, right? So let's just do here and do the t-test, right? Go to the function once again and then do the t-test, right? And we actually, we don't need to do the in order, but I want to make it, I want to do it in order too. So W2 to W24, okay? And W for the array 2 is W25 to W31. Remember, I already said before, it's going to be two tails, right? So two tails. So actually there are 3 types of doing t-tests using Excel, but in this case, we just use the number 3, all right? For the sake of our tutorial or exercise here. So let's see what is the result, all right? All right, so our result is 0.0016 something. So let's do the format cell, and I want to have 2 decimal here, right? Oh, we have 0.00. So let's just copy and paste to our data. Copy, and we're gonna paste here, right? Okay, so using a 0.05 probability level, is there a statistically significant difference in social studies scale score between students who have and have not been retained in grade? And we see the p-value here is 0.00. It means yes. So the answer is yes. There is a significant difference in social studies scale scores between students who have and have not been retained in grades. So in this case, we reject the null hypothesis. So yes, in this case, there is a difference. So our null hypothesis is there is no difference, but here we reject the null hypothesis. All right, guys, I think that's all for today, and I hope you do understand what I'm doing here. It is, you know, a bit difficult because usually we do SPSS, but we now using the Excel. But I think this is simple and it's not really complicated. So I hope you enjoy the video, and if you have any questions, you can post in the comment below. So once again, thank you so much, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.